All right. So as I was saying, this is a continuation for the love read for the collective. So neither you nor this person feel like either of you are the one for each other indefinitely. Because neither of you wants to open up your heart space. I feel like at some point in time, you two getting together was almost perfect, and it was just too good to be true. So because of that, neither of you want to. It's like a fear. Okay, so why is the collective and this person so fearful of this connection? Why are they both so fearful of this connection? Lightning fast, because it happened too quickly. Sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Maybe one of you scared the other out of the connection. Um, let's see. We have passion. See, and it looked too reminiscent of something you've overcame in the past, a toxic dynamic. There was too much chemistry here. It was really good chemistry. There was a lot of passion, right? But somebody sabotaged this connection, either you or them, okay? And the fact that this is upright as well, it's not only clarifying to me that somebody sabotaged it, right? But it's like you or both of you knew that you had it in you to rebuild this and try again, but would it be in vain? You know, would it be in vain? Camera, because of the freaking past. Because of the past. Reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, making memories. Somebody is saying, look, one red flag and that's out. That we're done. That's a wrap. One mishap and we're done. That's a wrap. And that could be very well could be a fair assessment. Was the collective or the other person right to cut this connection off? Were they right to cut this connection? Not enough. Frustration in relationship, look, you were because or they were because despite of the chemistry that is clearly here, right, and the passion and all that jazz, okay, you both like each other, everything is beautiful, right? There are moments where it's not as fulfilling as it should be, and maybe that's because you guys just weren't meant to connect. Like maybe this was the test before the actual person, or maybe this is the person, but you're both just not one or both of you is just not ready for this right now because somebody won't let go of the past. Baby, can you please stop running in here? Play in your room, okay? So 3 cards fell. We have the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. So this is something that somebody has realized in this dynamic. All right. Give me 1 second so I can grab it. Oh, and just as they fell. Oh, there's 3. I could have sworn I just grabbed 2, but anyway, we have Not Today in reverse, Hammer in reverse, and Seduction in reverse, okay? So somebody saw this connection as an eventual karmic one. They didn't feel confident enough to conquer the demons within that was beginning to emerge within this connection. That's why they had to self-sabotage. And I say self-sabotage again because you see, not enough, we have self-sabotage. Another card indicating self-sabotage. So somebody intentionally sabotaged this connection. Give me a second. So 444 on that pause, which is wild, but completely unintentional, obviously. My Kitlin was coughing. But anyway, yeah, it's like they sabotaged this on purpose despite of the insane chemistry because they didn't want to have to face the issues. we got they didn't want to have to. It's giving toxic, narcissistic paradigm. Like it's like they didn't even want to not have to deal with it. If that makes sense. Like having to have wasted so much time just going through having to gray rock you or you to them, right? Somebody didn't want to have to sacrifice or sabotage themselves or whatever have you for it. Um, they just flat out didn't want to deal with it, and it's like that completely. What what would have kept them in it? The seduction of it all, running back and forth, making makeup sex or something strange like that. It's like they just didn't want to face any of it. They didn't want to see any of it because if they had gone on and continued, okay, they would become avoidant in the relationship at some point. All right, they would avoid talking to you. You would avoid talking to them. Or, maybe this is something that was starting to take place where you were both becoming avoidant to each other, um, one or the other, right? And they didn't want to fucking deal with it. Okay? Sabotage. Hammer, right? They didn't want to separate. They didn't want to. They didn't want to separate. They didn't, but they got scared because it looked very similar to something of the past. So anyway, they didn't want to sabotage this. They didn't want to rebuild this. They didn't want it to be repetitive. They didn't want to go through it in general. Okay, they one and done. They said I'm gonna sabotage it one good time, and that's a wrap. Then we got seduction here, right? So it doesn't matter. They didn't want to have to go through the toxic situation of constantly hooking up, the potential of having a third party interference. Um, it's just too much. They kind of saw this happening. Maybe both of you are really attractive, right? They didn't want to have to constantly think, oh, well, I'm not talking to this person long enough. Are they talking to somebody else? Is there a chance that could happen? Can I trust them enough not to cheat on me? You know, is this really my one person, or am I just wasting my time? Am I just not enough? Is this just not enough? I don't want to keep doing this. So they backed out. You or them. All right. What else do we need to know about this relationship that took place with the collective that kind of gave them, I'm feeling like seduction. Yeah, it just wasn't tempting enough. Um, Somebody wasn't tempted enough to keep going, dude. Frustrated in a relationship. They didn't want to, one and done is what I'm getting. They didn't want to keep going through the repetitive cycles of being persistent and working on it. So they wanted to sabotage one good time, and that's a wrap. It's it because once again, self sabotage, right? But it's also here sabotage. But I feel like the way that I'm reading it is exactly what it is. Like somebody just wasn't ready, both of you or one of you. The snake. This person isn't even a terrible person either, and neither are you to them. Hey, this was a good option, but somebody had to sabotage it because it was going down a path that was toxic. Because somebody can't let go of the past, or both of you. I don't know. This person wasn't out to get you. This person was, a good option, but it's okay. Um, what else can we say to the collective as far as their love life is concerned? Yeah, it's okay. Just go out, meet people, meet someone new, have friends, meet friends, and just savor the moment and be single.